What's up guys, I'm Jared, this is Confused Films, and today I'm going to be giving you my review on the Lifeproof NUUD iPhone 5S case. The case itself retails for $90, but by the time you throw in all the taxes, it's about $100. So I will be testing out all the proofs on this case, but I'm going to start off with some of the pros and cons just to give you guys a kind of idea. Alright, so the first pro of this case is that it is thin and small. As far as size is concerned, this case is probably the smallest you're going to get for the waterproofing it does. Basically, when you look at the front, the only extras that you're getting is the gray area. So anything you're seeing that is gray, that is going to be extra aside from the phone. Anything that is white here, that's just going to be what your normal phone would be in diameter and that kind of stuff like that. With thickness, it's really actually not that bad. You can see the gray area is just about the thickness of the iPhone 5 itself, or 5S, pardon me. It's just about the thickness of that. Anything that is not gray, so like this white thing or clear thing here, that's the only extra that you've got, and that's like half of an iPhone. It's not really that thick, so you're rocking about an iPhone and a half in thickness, so it's really not that bad. The second pro that I really liked is that you don't have a screen cover on this. This is the actual touch screen that you can see right there. So, you get perfect responsiveness, and also you don't get the kind of oil gas type effect when you put screen protectors on. You get that rainbow oil kind of effect. That obviously isn't a problem here because there is absolutely no screen cover. I will note, however, that Lifeproof includes a screen protector that just fits this thing. So if you guys are screen protector people, you can throw one on here, but I always kind of thought that defeated the whole purpose of the NUUD case. The other thing I really liked about this case is that the speaker quality in the earpiece is amazing. I didn't have any trouble hearing anyone. I didn't have to crank the volume on my phone to be able to hear people when I was talking in a louder area. Unlike some of the OtterBox cases, I'm not going to write out dissed OtterBox, but some of the other cases in this kind of protection area you have a really hard time hearing anyone out of those earpieces, but that is definitely not the case here. Another great pro that I found with this case is that it is basically the first waterproof case to come out for the iPhone 5S that is Touch ID compatible. So obviously the Touch ID works right with it. There you go, boom. Another thing I really liked about this case was that it wasn't super heavy. So when you stick it in your pocket, it doesn't like pull your pants down or nothing like that. It's really awesome that way. So, if you're worried about that or anything, that's definitely not a problem. Another great pro of this case is that when I was talking into it, people on the other end didn't complain about hearing me. There was no trouble for me. I didn't have to talk really loud. I didn't have to put the phone on speakerphone for them to hear me right. It was all great. Like some of the other cases that are in this type of business, they always have a hard time, people on the other end have a hard time hearing me. You need to talk really loud, cover your phone a little bit so you can just kind of focus it on your voice, which really sucks. Some of the things that I didn't like so much was that the actual speaker quality for the bottom here really drops, in my opinion, because the case tends to rattle. Instead of sending the sound out this part, most of the sound actually ends up coming out right around here, and that tends to make the case rattle, which just drives me nuts. So definitely, if you guys are big with playing stuff on your speaker, like it's livable, like you can deal with it, but if you guys use the speaker on your phone a whole lot for like playing music with any bass of any kind in there, you're probably going to run into an issue with this whole back of the case. Just has a cheap rattling sensation, so yeah, that's not cool. Now Lifeproof went on to add a nice little clip thing here so this thing doesn't get lost, but they really didn't change anything else, and I was kind of looking forward to the fact that maybe they would figure out some type of different system than the screw-in piece, because that is just, it takes too much time. So if you're going to be using your headphone jack a lot, like in and out of your car, this probably isn't going to be a great case for you, because the problem with this piece is that not a lot of standard pieces are actually even going to fit in there. It's really small. I wish, even if they were going to keep the screw piece, I wish they could have just made that a little bit bigger. Of course, you can always put in this big long cable thing, which obviously lets you listen waterproof, but then you're going to end up walking around with thing like that. Another problem with the case is that the screen sides are kind of raised. I think they made those a little bit smaller possibly than the last generation, but they're still kind of too big for me because in the end you kind of have a hard time getting at the edge. It's not so bad when you're scrolling, but as soon as you want to start pulling up like AirDrop or a control center, I mean, it can start to get a little bit finicky, especially if you have bigger fingers. It's not a major issue with me, but if you have bigger fingers, that's going to probably be a problem. So now that I've given you my perspective on it, I'm just going to be testing out the 4 Lifeproof proofs. Those proofs are waterproof, dirtproof, snowproof, and shockproof. So first we're going to be doing our waterproof test. We're going to submerge it and we're going to see how it holds up, if any water gets inside, and if you can trust the case as far as waterproofing goes. Alright guys, so I'm going to have the timer set. I'm going to crank the volume just to show you to see if that works well. I've got the pitcher of water and I'm actually kind of nervous because I haven't really done this for a whole minute yet. Normally this is just a whole, whatever type of thing. So I'm just double checking the seals and everything, and we're going to go toss it in. So we're going to click start. It's obviously going to be off by a few seconds, but I need to clean the screen off a little bit better, but you get the gist. No water got under. Didn't quite clean that screen up good enough though. Whoops. Looking on the back, I think we got a speck of water in there, but I think that could have been just from me taking out the case because I didn't really do that great of a job drying it off. But aside from that, I don't really see anything major wrong with it. Well, major, nothing wrong with it, whatever. Still responsive, nothing's wrong. All the buttons still work. So yeah, water test is a success. Alright, so I'm kind of lacking in the dirt department, but I do have some white sugar. And I never was that great at baking, but we're going to try to make some sweet topped iPhone. So here we've got a little bit of white sugar here. And we'll just pour that all over. Oh, look at that. Oh my God. Alrighty, so moment of truth. I went ahead and dried it off, obviously, but no, there's nothing in the case. No, like, sugar residue. That's the closest thing I could resemble to sand. Sorry, guys. Nothing in the buttonholes. Nothing scratched. Nothing. Volume buttons are working. On, off is working. All the buttons are working. So, dirt test is a success. Alright, so now for the snow test. Like every good reviewer should, I'm going to toss some snowballs at it. Alright, so we are just back inside from the snow test. Wiping it down a little bit, see if I can do a better job than I have been the past two times. And no scratches on the screen. Whew! Screen's still functioning, up, down. Control center, yep. Looks like we're still working. So I'd say the snow test is a success. Alright, so we are going to do the drop test. It's rated for 6.6 feet, and I am 6'2", so I'm basically going to do a head drop. And then I'll also maybe do a little bit of action on the stairs here. So, this is hard, really, guys, it's hard. Go. Alright guys, so we are back in the whatchamacallit room, and we are going to dry things out. Alright, so we can see that the case has kind of popped up here. Popped out of its latch, I guess. It's popped out here. Popped out of the latch again. We're seeing a bit of a nick here. I don't think that's going to affect too much, but that's something. And we are also seeing scratch there. Bit of a rough scratch here, there, here. Kind of all over the place, but nothing got onto the phone as far as I can tell. We're going to pop it open. Itself, this isn't actually my phone, so I really hope this isn't broken. We're good. There was already one little, oh, try it out, see how it works. We're looking good. Golden. And buttons. And we're good. So the drop test was a success also. Guys, I'm Jared. This is Confused Films. Thank you for watching. Comment, rate, and please subscribe. It's always really encouraging to see more people subscribe every week, and I really appreciate it. I'll try to keep the content coming to you guys. But yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, stay safe, and I'll see you in 2014.